Hi, welcome into the reading. This is going to be for the sign of Gemini. Anyone with prominent Gemini placements in your birth chart, this reading is for you. I hope you find a message in here somewhere that is helpful, that can give you some inspiration, direction, validation. So let's see what's coming up for you guys. Remember, this could be a sun, moon, or rising in the sign of Gemini. You could have prominent Gemini placements or a lot of activity in your third house. All right, what's coming through for the Gemini group that I'm reading for today? As you can see, you have the card of Chiron, and the message of this card is heal. So it makes me think from an astrological perspective, you want to look and see where you have Chiron in your birth chart. Anywhere you have Chiron in your birth chart, there is an activation going on at this time for the Gemini. Now, this energy also talks about what trauma we have to heal in this lifetime, depending on your childhood, on your upbringing. It could also be later on in life if you've experienced a really impactful traumatic situation that you may be healing from at this time. But if you notice throughout your life, you probably have had similar types of trauma that impact a certain part of your psyche, a certain part of your life. And so there is something about that I'm getting, like the pattern of the trauma or the pattern of the experiences that you have that always tap into like a certain part of you that always comes up, right? So this is like you think that you work on it, you think that you pass it, you get through it, but somehow, some way, this type of energy or this type of feeling comes up again. And so when it comes up and when it bubbles up to the surface, it could be because there's a catalyst, right? Like something happening in your life. Maybe you're in a specific type of relationship. You're dealing with the same type of person that always brings up this certain feeling in you that you relate to, right? Because throughout your life, you have had similar experiences. And it could also be, just your situation, right? Maybe it's a work thing or a family dynamic or your social group, something like that, that always triggers a certain feeling or a certain part of your past experience that brings out certain behaviors in you and feelings, and you identify them as, why do I always have to deal with this? Why do I always have to go through the same feeling? But it is if you think about like the big picture, it is something that you were born with, right? Your soul incarnated into this life for you to heal specific parts of your soul in order for your soul to ascend and, vibrate higher. And so that's why we come into this world, into this 3D reality, so we can experience these types of things with our senses and have emotion and have like that pain body within us. So that way we see certain parts of ourselves that our soul needs to get through, get past. Some of this could be, things that are traditional as it relates to your family line, your bloodline. Maybe your mother went through this and your mother's mother went through this, or your father went through this, your father's father, something like that. And it could also be past life type of trauma as well. When we are asleep or closed to this belief system or this thought process, we don't see it in that way, right? Because we are human, we are dense, we live in this 3D reality, this material, tangible type of reality. Sometimes we're not always connected to the other side, to the spiritual, to the ether. And so we just think of it as, shit, this happened again. I had to get through this thing again. Why do I always attract these type of people? This type of situation, these type of relationships. Why do I always put myself in these, the same types of situations where I get hurt, I, get betrayed, or, whatever the common pattern is, instead of thinking big picture, like, connecting to the spiritual side of you, to your past life, to your family line, your history, and noticing the pattern even from far back, right? The bigger picture of things. And it's not easy to do that. You know, it takes a lot of meditation. It takes a lot of shadow work, root work, grounding work, you know, connection to your higher self, things like that, in order for you to see this from that perspective. Maybe some of you are seeing it from that perspective now. Maybe some of you are opening your eyes and your senses to that possibility. You know, looking for answers in the ethers or in the spiritual realm, you know, through religion, through your meditation practices, through mentors, through yoga, whatever type of modality that you guys use. But there is something about healing your traumas that is coming up at this time. You know, your emotions, your certain parts of your psyche that cause you to react and respond in different ways are bubbling up. And you may be noticing that at this time, okay? Aside from that, you do have Jupiter who just, wait, is it Jupiter? I want to say it is Jupiter who just moved into Gemini not too long ago. So it should be there for a year or so, which is great, depending on where it's at, where you have Gemini in your birth chart. So here, you know, you're going to see expansion in your life, you know, depending on where it is, right? You have the High Priestess coming out, your first card and your personal energy. So this is exactly what I'm talking about as it relates to connecting to the spiritual and to the ethers, to your higher self, to the other side of the veil, going within, going higher. The High Priestess talks about the knowledge, the arcane wisdom that all of us come with. Some of us are more keen and aware to it than others, but we all have it. So there is a connection to your higher self. It's like stepping outside of your body so you can see the answers. You have to step outside of it. You have to see outside of it. When we are too close to a situation, we don't see it for what it really is because we are in it. Okay, so there's something about looking at your situation, looking at yourself from a third-party perspective, from a third-party view, so you could identify where the healing needs to take place. You could identify the patterns. What else, please, for the Gemini? Your spiritual psychic senses may be going through an upgrade at this time. I'm also feeling when we go through a transformative healing process, we don't come out of it the same. We see things differently. Like that saying, when you know, you cannot unknow. Once you see, you cannot unsee. Right? So it's that concept here. Definitely going back. For some of you, you have somehow, whether it is consciously or coincidentally, by chance, I'm feeling you were able to see a dynamic between, let's say, your parents or your older siblings and their relationships in their life or something like that, where it's like, wow, I see why I am the way I am. I see why these things trigger these feelings. These, you know, it could be like, I'm going to give an example. It could be like abandonment issues, right? Like if you were a lonely child or something, right? And your parents were never there. Your caregivers were never there, whether there was a good reason for it or not. I don't know. But there's something about like now certain things are coming up in your life, or maybe you have abandonment issues in your relationships, or maybe you settle and you stay and you put up with things because you don't want to be abandoned. And you think it's because you're doing your part. You think it's because you're not the type that gives up on people or on relationships or on love or whatever. But really, there's an underlying issue here, right? You are in situations that are not good for you, that you know you have to leave, but you don't. And in your mind, you see it as you're loyal, you're devoted, you know, you put in the work, blah, 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 which is great. But really, it's because you have an abandonment issue. Okay. Because of your childhood, as you grew up, you wanted connection, you craved connection, you didn't have it. And so that molded you, and it created these patterns and this way of living, this way of doing relationship. I don't know why I'm getting relationship. That's the most common thing that we all go through. So I'm using it as an example. And so you stay in these situations that you know are not good for you because essentially you have an abandonment issue. That's an example. It could be anything. And so recently or soon, somehow, you're going to see that play out, either stepping outside of yourself and seeing it for what it really is, or you have, like you see your parents' dynamic, right? Like maybe what they went through and they're the same way. And therefore you're thinking to yourself like, wow, like I have it because my mom had it, or, you know, something along those lines. There's something about your past. There's something about the bloodline, the history, the foundation of, you know, your upbringing and how you were raised and, you know, things like that, that you're seeing. And you notice that those experiences that you had when you were a child, when you were an innocent, have molded you in some way as an adult, right? So you're tapping into your history. Some of you, this is prime shadow work energy, really. If any of you have ever done shadow work, there's this concept of going to the moment of the trauma. We're going back to those memories, the memories that you try not to think about, the memories that you try to put aside and put away, right, as you grow up. But in order to overcome them and heal from them, you have to face them. And some of you may be doing that at this time. And you're thinking to yourself, like, why am I thinking about this stuff? You know, like, why have I been thinking about my childhood so much lately? Or, you know, maybe you're a parent now and you see certain, maybe your children are growing. You see them going through something similar that you felt or you went through. So it's triggering these moments I'm getting. And it's just like, okay, well, they're coming up for a reason because it's time to face them. It's time to see what they are about. It's time to, you know, see, like, how can I say? How they've affected you, how they have created this personality, this person that you are now as an adult. You have so much compassion. I'm also getting that for some of you, you see a younger person or someone else going through the same situations and experiences that you have gone through. So it's almost like you see their future because you've gone through it and you know what happens next. And you're coming from a place of love, empathy, compassion. And you're trying to guide them as much as you can, but knowing that you cannot hold their hand or control their journey. There's a lot of overwhelming emotion coming through here. Like your heart is just overfilling with emotion. You could be really, really sensitive and really touchy at this time, feeling really fragile, needing nurturing, needing compassion, needing somebody to hold you, needing mom, needing mother. For some of you, if you don't have that and you are craving it, you're yearning for it, the best thing I would say to do is go into meditation, go connect with your mother, right? From like the ethers, you know, your higher self, that mother in you. We all have our inner mother or inner father. What I do is I envision this maternal or paternal, depending on the energy that I need at the time. But I envision the parent in myself coming through, you know, nurturing me, holding me, right? Like when we're little and we're just like, you want your mom to just hug you and hold you. Some of you may need that at this time. If you can't have that, that's a really, really great way to go back and do that shadow work of, connecting to your child self, your inner child that needed the attention, that needed the nurturing, that needed someone to care, that needed someone to be there, that needed someone to look out for them, to support them, to hold them, and envision yourself now as an adult holding them and loving them and nurturing them. Does that make sense? So it's like, I don't know if you could see this card, your inner child, your child self, and your current adult self meeting together and showing your child self that they are loved, that they are important, that they are supported, that, they are special, that they are seen, that they are validated, whatever the case is. There's something about that. So yeah, very deep work here for the Gemini at this time. Whenever you're listening to this reading, again, there are no time frames for these readings. They're just generalized. So anytime that you come across the title and it calls to you, hopefully you get something out of it. But a lot of connecting to your higher self, connecting to these vulnerable sides of you, having compassion for yourself, love, this emotion coming through at this time for you and your personal energy, all for the sake of healing here. What's in the environment for the Gemini at this time, please? What's in the environment for the Gemini? Okay, you have the Queen of Pentacles. So in the environment, some of you are very domesticated, or there's a need to give your home some attention, give your family attention, your garden, your yard, moving some furniture around, cleaning, getting rid of things, making space, making room, creating. There's a lot of creative energy I'm getting as well. Tapping into that creative zone and just zoning out and zoning in to the creative can also help with this process as well. You want to build something of value, of tangibility, something tangible. You have another person here. A lot of communication. This person's trying to communicate with you, or you them, but there's something that needs to be said. There's some unfinished business I'm hearing. You have unfinished business. They feel that there's unfinished business. You have something they want. Some of you may be dealing with a partner or an ex-partner. They think that you have their stuff. They think that what you have belongs to them. I don't know. I think you're trying to tune them out as best as you can. You're doing some healing work. You are focusing on yourself. I feel like a lot of hermit energy, like just staying to yourself right now and trying to create an environment that is suited for your healing. And this could be, like I said, cleaning up your home, moving your furniture around, throwing things out. But it could also be like being really picky with your social circles and the people you hang out with, the people you communicate with. Also being really selective with your entertainment, the things that you read and listen to and look at. What is this? I don't know. I mean, there's definitely people here in your environment. Sorry. This Queen of Swords with this Queen of Pentacles. you're not, I mean, just, you're not seeing eye to eye with somebody of your equal. This could be like a sibling, a longtime friend. Two very different personalities here. One is more grounded. The other one is more logical and rational. Both very practical, though. One of them is very sensual and I don't know, like this type of person is connected more to the earthly pleasures in life. You know, maybe this type of person is more of a spender. Like they like things. They like the finer things in life, and they like to spend money and dress nice, and I'm getting a lot of what is this word? Materialism here. Not judging, just saying that somebody is very much into the finer things in life and having the finer things in life. Whereas the other person is more of an intellectual and goes more for the knowledge, right? And I'm also getting power from them. You know, maybe they're very well educated. Maybe they have a really like important job or role or something like that they need to be educated. I don't know, they come from an educated background. I don't know what this is, but they're very logical, like I said, but a strategic type of person here. Everything they do is for a reason. There's always strategy going on with this person. But there's definitely some tension coming up between the both of you, whoever these people are. I don't know. I mean, it does obviously seem like one person has their back toward the other person. What is this? It's just so restless. There's a lot of restless energy here with this, and aggressive energy if you two do speak and do communicate or come into contact with one another. And then this could also be you fighting yourself. Maybe these are two sides of yourself, and you just cannot seem to connect them anymore, right? Like maybe you feel that you're not aligned. There's no equilibrium within yourself, and you are having trouble finding this balance within yourself. Let's see, what else is coming through for the Gemini? So this is a 30-day outlook from the time that you're watching this video, the next set of cards that I'm pulling here. So what's coming up in the next week or two for the Gemini, please? Money on the mind. It feels like you're fighting yourself over a job opportunity, or whether to put more attention into yourself, your family, your home, or your intellectual pursuits, your school, your work, because you want to maintain this sense of security, stability, this materialistic life that you have maybe. And so I don't know if you're fighting yourself around knowing that you need to put some time into your healing and your family life, your love life, but you want to also maintain your lifestyle. And in order to do that, you need to work. And so there has to be time and investment going into your job as well. Oh, yeah. Definitely. But you're fighting yourself around this, like how you're going to do that. You have the Empress as well coming through here. The King of Pentacles and the Empress. I mean, I can say that you're doing really, really well for yourself. Yes, it's taking a lot out of you though. Okay, got it. So it's coming up because you're probably overworked. Like maybe you feel burnt out. And it's triggering this part of you that's just like, I can't do this anymore. This is too much, you know. Maybe your job is high profile or high maintenance, and your soul, your spirit wants to focus on other things that are coming up for you at this time, but there's so much responsibility that you have as it relates to the way you make your money, these material pursuits that you have. Something is starting to weigh on you. Your status in the world might be weighing on you at this time. You have obligations and responsibility, and you just want to binge, watch Netflix and love yourself and, you know, lay on your mama's couch for a week or something. And it's just like, I can't do that because I have to work, and I can't do that because I have these meetings and these sessions, or I don't know, something like that. In the next 2 or 3 weeks, you are reevaluating your entire situation here for sure. Yeah. 7 of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles. The next 2 to 3 weeks, your income, your material possessions, how you make your money, where are you putting your money, what are you investing your money, time, and energy into? You know, is this paying off? Are you working smarter, not harder? How can you move things around where you can make more time for yourself and focus on the things that you feel you are lacking while continuing to prosper? Something is moving quickly. I mean, there's strategy here. You definitely have created a plan. You made a plan. And yes, I think that it's working. I think that you start to see momentum in the next couple of weeks, but not without this perception of you had to let something go. You had to lose something somewhere, or you're lacking in a certain area. You've identified that you are lacking in a certain area of life, and you're trying to find a way to focus on that area of life without losing money, without losing whatever it is that you work on, you've been working on. Here's the Queen of Swords again. The Hierophant. Your logical self, your smart self, like the self that says, this is just the thing that makes sense. This is the right thing to do. Like that side of you is like telling you what makes the most sense to make sure that whatever it is that you're selecting, whatever it is that you're putting your focus, time, energy, and money into is exactly what you believe in. It's what you know to be true about yourself. It is your morals, your convictions, what you stand for, who you are, right? So if you're like, you've been doing really well, right? Like building a business and you're starting to make money or whatever the case is, or you got this job and, you know, like now you're seeing the momentum of your bonuses coming through or something like that. But it's taking away from who you are and the lifestyle that you once had. And like, let's just say you were a person of service and you like to help your community and you like to be involved and, like that's always who you have been. That's what you believe in. You always make sure that you put set time for these types of things. But whatever business or job that you have had, right? Because money is clearly on the mind here, is starting to take away from that. And you're starting to see yourself change. Like you're not that person that you know to be anymore. You don't have time, to be involved and be, sort of like a humanitarian or something like that. Like you're starting to be like, resentful about your current situation. It's taking too much out of you. It's not giving you time for the things that you love. And I don't know, it just seems like you are reevaluating your whole life right now. And it's just like, I'm putting so much time, money, effort into making money, working, building this thing that I'm forgetting my soul. I'm forgetting my spirit. I'm forgetting what, I love and the things that I'm passionate about and my desires and my goals, right? So at the end of this 30-day period, you have seen that, reevaluated it. That lack that you've been feeling is because you're not following your passion. You're not following what, it could be like your creativity or what you feel that you are here to do, your purpose in life, because you're too focused on this material side of life. So yourself that knows better, the part of you that knows better, starts to push itself forward later on in the month. And it's like, you know better. You know what you have to do. What do you have to do? You have to put more time on the things that you love, on your purpose, on what you're here to do in this planet. Okay? It's like back up on this aggressive money-making self and remember your spirit, remember your soul, remember your heart. These are the things that need to be focused on at this time. Page of Pentacles. Yeah, I mean, just helping out in the environment. There's some type of opportunity that's coming through here as well. It's like, okay, like I can do this. I can start here, I can start here is how it feels. All right, let's just get some quick clarifiers. Remember to like the video if you're getting anything out of it. If you come this far, hopefully there's a message in here for you. Press the like button. I would really appreciate it. Comment on the video. Let me know how you're doing, what this is all about. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already a subscriber. I would love to have you there. Let's clarify this King of Pentacles. See what direction these clarifiers take us now. Eight of Swords. Yeah, it's like you are scared to jump off of this thing, this momentum, this prosperous, time of life where you have been building something. You're seeing your bank account and your savings account grow. You're investing more into your home, or like you're just getting more things for yourself from a materialistic perspective, that if you were to stop now, there's fear that this will never come back, or that you can never get that momentum back, knowing that your soul is begging for you to pay attention to it at this time. Money comes, money goes. There's this energy of the flow of money, right? The in and out of it. I think that I understand why you feel that you need to step aside and focus on other parts of your life at this time. I would just, work through the options that you have here. The cards are saying that there are options. Okay, it's not like this all or nothing type of thing. You can be able to maintain your income, your business running, whatever it is, and still be able to make time for your soul and your heart and the things that, are calling to you at this time. You have options. What's the Empress? The Empress is clarified by the Empress. There's nothing to fear. There's nothing to worry about. You're good. You can do this work. You can do this healing work. You can do this charity work, this humanitarian work, whatever it is that you consider your purpose here, because your material life is set. You're stable. You're secure. So there's nothing to fear here. This fear could be your traumas bubbling up. Maybe for some of you, the thing about you is that you grew up poor, or you grew up in lack, right? And so you, at this time, are so good in a secure place that you don't want to go back to this place of lack ever again. So there's something bubbling within you. Your trauma is coming through, right? And it's asking you to see it for what it is and to heal it here with the Eight of Swords. Because realistically, if you step outside of yourself and you look at your situation, there's nothing wrong. Sometimes we, our fears and our anxiety and all of this is come up, but for no reason, like we create the fear in our heads because of all of the what ifs, the quote unquote what if scenarios. What's the Ten of Wands? The best thing to do is be present as much as you can and understand that those what if this happens, what if that happens, they're not real. Okay? They're not happening in the moment. Six of Swords. Yeah. Time to get away from the hustle and bustle. Time to get away from whatever it is that is weighing on you, all of the responsibilities, obligations, the things that you think that you have to do, you have to, get done. It's like, get out of that because you're good. Look at this. 10 of Pentacles. You don't have to put so much on your plate at this time. This is not a time of saying yes to every single person who asks for help. This is not a time of adding to your plate and being like, I can do this, I can do that, or whatever. No, the less is best right now because you have other untangible things that are equally as important to focus on. What is the Seven of Pentacles? Knight of Cups. You may be getting some help from a person who loves you, who cares about you. It could be your significant other, or, just maybe if you're single, you're distracting yourself with dating, or like not even dating. I don't feel it to be you going out. I feel it to be more conversation. So there is a person in question, or like somebody that you go to, how can I say, like, if you are, I don't know why I'm getting this, but for whoever this is for, like you're single, and you're going through all of this time, there's someone in your vicinity, in your environment that you talk to. It could be a friend or like somebody that's a little more than a friend. And, they're helping you through this time. If you are in a relationship, this could be your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, but it's like they're listening to you. They're hearing you out. They're allowing you to express yourself. And by speaking and, just having these conversations, it's going to help you as you reevaluate your situation. And it's going to help you understand what your plan, what your next steps are. Yeah, definitely. Opportunity coming through. You throughout this time, throughout these conversations, whatever, you're identifying an opportunity. And it's like this light bulb moment. It's just like, like I got it. This is what I can do, you know? What is the 5 of Pentacles? Or maybe this person's also helping you, right? Like giving you opportunities in some way. Maybe they have certain, you know, services or assets or something that you can use from them. They're offering them to you, right? 4 of Cups. I'm also getting somebody like that, you know, owns a property or something like that that you can get away to for a bit as you do some healing. Or they're saying like, let's get away. Like, I'll take you away, you know, like a mini vacation or something like that. 4 of Cups. Yeah, there's a little moment here the next month where you're just like not satisfied, not content. And I do feel that it has a lot to do with like you just reliving your past, facing your past, having conversations with yourself or others about your past. Just maybe some of you are going to therapy, or again, you have a friend that's just listening to you. But yeah, there's a lot of emotion. Like I said, you're very fragile right now. And you're coming to terms to the truth about a lot. You're seeing the truth about a lot right now. I'm feeling a lot. Like your family, your parents, why you went through the things you went through, you know, very significant individuals that have impacted you in big ways throughout your life. You're seeing the truth about them and why things happen, how they happen. But I'm feeling that it creates this like power, this fire under your belly of like, I've been through all of this and it sucks, but look, I'm still good. I'm still strong. I'm still capable. I'm still doing this. I'm still doing that. Like, I still have more to go. I still have more to do. And so there's some motivation that's coming out of this. There's this belief in yourself again that's coming out of it. What is the 8 of Wands? Something that you have held on to, and you knew you were holding on to it because the day is going to come where you needed it. All right. There's something, I don't know what this is. That day's here. And it doesn't have to, I'm sorry, my throat is itchy. It doesn't have to be something tangible, but it can be. You've been holding on to something. It could be information. It could be you're holding on to something you need to say to somebody. It could be you're holding on to actual material assets or something because you knew that the day would come where you need to use this information. You need to have this conversation. You need to give back, you know, whatever it is that you're holding on to. I don't know what that means, but the day has come and it is here. And it's like you're letting it go. You're freeing yourself from it. You're saying the thing. You're doing the thing. You're giving the thing back. But in 2 to 3 weeks, there's definite justice coming through. So you're going to see the results of something. And I'm so sorry. Whatever this is, like I said, you've been holding on to it, but what was I getting with it before all these cards came out? I was going somewhere with that. It's like seeing justice and karma play itself out here. I'm feeling the whole, like, I told you, or I knew this would happen. I knew it. Like, I'm feeling somebody saying that or feeling that really strongly. It does have to do with a connection. It could be your connection with somebody or a connection, another person's connection. But it's this, again, this feeling of like, I knew it. The truth has come out. You're going to see something visibly. You're going to know a piece of information here about two people. For some of you, this is very, very specific. It's a very small percentage of you. It could just be like one person here. But for some of you, you've had information or you've had a gut feeling or something like this that you've been holding on to about a male figure in your life that is, what is the right word? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I can't think of it. But basically is gay, right? So there's something about that as well. Or it could be you coming out. It could also be around a marriage between two more assertive masculine individuals. Okay, what is the Queen of Swords? Queen of Swords, yep, next to the Knight, or the Knight of Pentacles. And the Hierophant again here. Yep, the Queen of Swords is just like, all right, like things are coming up, you know, what can you do? Don't go crazy. Don't get all emotional. I mean, you are emotional, but, you know, just what can you do about it? Let it come out. Let it bubble up. Release it. Cry about it. Have the conversations. Have the arguments. Change your job. Change your life. Like, what can you do? You might as well do it now. Let's get it all done now, right? Like, as one thing comes up after another thing comes up after another thing comes up, don't dwell on it. Just get through it. That's basically what the Queen of Swords is saying here. All in the effort of getting back into a good balance, a good equilibrium, you know, being aligned again. All in the effort of just working on your life. You might as well make these changes now so that way you can get back on the roll. Does that make sense? Hierophant is clarified by the Six of Wands. Beautiful. Five of Cups. You're overcoming this sadness by remembering your power, by remembering who you are. You're overcoming the sadness by seeing that, you know, these situations and circumstances, you've lived through them. You overcame them. You're still alive. You're still, again, like I said earlier, you're still capable. You still have so much more to do. And you're feeling that power within you come up again. Some of you feel like you have to prove something to yourself as well. What's the Page of Pentacles? Or you have to prove something to someone else. Four of Swords. Ace of Swords. You see the healing in this. You see the healing opportunity. It's still new. It's still small. Some of you are just understanding that from now on, like after, like once you start making these changes and get back on the roll again, your life is going to, you're different. You know, you, like I said at the beginning of the reading, like once you see, you can't unsee. Once you know, you can't unknow. You know, like you're going to lead a more spiritual based life. You're going to lead a more healing life. You're going to create more peace and calm in your life as well, out of these changes, out of this truth, out of these realizations that you have had during this time. So yeah, it's a really beautiful reading. I hope it all works out for you, Gemini. Again, let me know how this goes and like the video if you got something out of it. Thank you so, so much for your time and energy. I always enjoy reading for you guys. Check out your moon sign, your rising sign, your partner sign. And we will see you on the next one. Okay. Bye.